Hello viewers, welcome to the video lecture series for job role Hand Embroiderer class 10th Unit 2. Today's topic is flat and loop stitches. As you already know, the art of applying decorative designs to fabric with a needle is known as embroidery. The embroidery motifs are usually created with thread and made up of various stitches. A hand embroiderer should possess skill to perform various advanced hand embroidery stitches to enhance the beauty of the garment or products. All these stitches need a lot of hard work and patience to achieve a perfect and well-finished look. Before starting the embroidery work, you should always keep in mind some general embroidery tips. That is, keep your hands clean, do not touch food and drink when you are embroidering. It can stain the fabric. To achieve uniform stitches, beginners can mark dots at equal distance of the stitch. This can be done with the use of measuring tape. Stitch distances can be gauged with experience and time. One can gauge stitch distances without marking. Tension should be constant and even. Keep same amount of tension for stitch to produce smooth and uniform stitches. The stitches are too loose, the look of the embroidery will sag, and if the stitches are pulled too tightly, the fabric will pucker, resulting in distorted embroidery. So keep moderate pressure on the thread while embroidering. Choose appropriate needle which should be sharp, long eye according to the type of the fabric, thread or design, etc. Choose appropriate thread and its color according to the fabric design requirements. Now, let us understand what are the major categories of embroidery stitches. Hand embroidery stitches can be divided into two broad categories, that is flat stitches and loop stitches. Flat stitches lie flat on a surface of the material, either closely together or at regularly spaced intervals. Straight or flat stitch is class of simple embroidery stitches in which individual stitches are made without crossing or looping the thread. There are many types of flat stitches. Some flat stitches are very easy to do. For example, running stitch, satin stitch, but in some types, the base stitch may be raised off the fabric on bars, or they can be whipped or threaded with other threads. Before starting the embroidery work, certain preparations are done so as to obtain a quality output and finished look. Flat stitches, which you are going to learn in this video lecture series, includes satin stitch, padded satin stitch, close herringbone stitch, laced herringbone stitch, herringbone ladder stitch, running stitch, laced running stitch, interlaced running stitch, back stitch, whipped back stitch, threaded back stitch and double threaded back stitch, Pekini stitch, chevron stitch, cretin and closed cretin stitch, fern stitch, sheaf stitch. Next category is loop stitches. Loop stitches are those stitches that use loops in the pattern or process of embroidery. Simply, we can say that loop stitch is an open stitch through which the needle draws the thread and leaves a loop on its way to next stitch. Chain stitch, lazy daisy, coral stitch and scroll stitch are some types of loop stitches. In class 9th, we have already learned about basic loop stitches used in hand embroidery work. In this video lecture series of class 10th, we will learn about the various advanced loop stitches and their variation, which includes open chain stitch, zigzag chain stitch, raised chain stitch, coral stitch, scroll stitch, closed fly stitch, vita stitch, spider stitch, buttonhole stitch. So, these all were flat and loop stitches. You will learn how to make these stitches in our video lecture series. I hope the video was helpful and interesting for you all. That's all for now. Keep watching, keep learning and keep practicing. Thank you.